The djembe is primarily one of the main drums played in West Africa. Lately, it's become so popular, like all the countries in West Africa. You go to Ghana, people actually don't even play their conga drums now, they all play in djembe. So it's, it's pretty much the main instrument of drumming and dancing in West Africa. I got involved with The Visitor when Tom McCarthy, the director, gave me a call out of the blue one day.
I read this book that he had written, The Prophet of Zongo Street, about returning to Ghana as an adult. And I read on the back cover that he played the djembe and lived in Brooklyn with his family, and I tracked him down and had a nice conversation with him, and he said, "What do you want from me?" I said, "Well, I really want you to teach me how to play the djembe."
Back then, he said, I'm just starting to write, a script for a movie, and a drum is very huge in that movie, so I just want to learn how to play drums, from you, just to get some, lessons. Next thing I knew, I was working with him for the next year and a half until the movie was, was completed.
It was a great process for me to go through in terms of writing it and then helping Richard and the character get there.
This guy lives his life with structure, and all of a sudden he's just saying, Tarek is saying, "Come on, feel it, do it, And I love when he catches me, I'm like, can't drum, and he's saying, "Oh, I heard this crazy beat."
Sounded good, Walter.
I'm sorry, Ed.
Oh, don't be sorry. That's what it's there for.
Tarek is the glass is half full all the time, and that is so attractive to somebody like Walter. It was to me as an actor, that no matter, you look at this kid, and he's like, it makes you feel better.
This is an African drum, so we're going to be playing in threes. Tak, tak, tak. You have to forget your classical. Leave it behind. Tak, tak, tak. 1, 2, 3. Come on, follow me. Tak, 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 tak. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was me drumming. I did certainly go through a boot camp, that's for sure. I was drumming every day for 3 hours.
He was working with someone actually in LA. He got a drum teacher in LA, and that helped him a little bit because it just gave him the basics, the drum patterns, the beats. And when he came here, I said, "Good, you've got the patterns and the beats. Now get rid of them. When you play, just do it. Just be one with the drums. Play with the drums. Don't just stare at it and just keep playing tum putum tum putum or tum patapum the way you've been taught. Just add some spice to it, and in so doing, use your body movement and everything.
So you just kind of have the rhythm. You move your whole body with it, and it just I think that's what did it really.
HAAZ has to play with my jazz band, and he was playing with some of the best musicians in New York. So I really had to work on him to be able to jam with them, to groove with them in a way that it should look real.
You realize you just have to stay on rhythm, and then you look like you know what you're doing. It's that simple in a way, actually. And then singing as I'm drumming and trying to stay with them was doing this whole, tap on the head and rub them, at the same time. It was really cool, though. It was really fun.
One of the key things that I told him when they were taping the scene at the restaurant is, anytime if you get lost, just come back to the heartbeat, just come back to the bass. And the sax player and the bass player will carry it on, for the rhythm to continue. So that was a very important thing, and he managed to get it.
There was a lot of pressure, I was sweating bullets every day. But I really, that's one of the reasons why I practiced 3 hours, 4 hours a day, and my hands literally fell off. And so when we're actually, Richard played drums. He could have taught me in the movie, actually, how to play them. That's the funny thing. So show me what you've been working on.
A decision was made earlier on to not do too much in teaching Richard, to let him, since his character is playing someone who is afraid of the drum and is working his way through it, so to allow him to just bumble his way through. But Richard happened to be a good drummer. Seriously, he was very good. Because, towards the end, he was just playing things that I did not even teach him.
I played the drums when I was when I was young. I played for about 5 or 6 years, and this finally paid off. You know, I got to let it go a little bit.
There is a virtue to things being in a flux, things not being structured, you know, things being improvised. There's a huge virtue in that.
It doesn't seem as formal as the piano, and the it comes from somewhere else. The drum is a little freer, and the rules don't seem to be as strict. And I think that is, for somebody who's lived his whole life this way, is very attractive.
There's so much you can do with a djembe. It has so many different ranges, you know, and it also have this deep bottom. You know, despite the high pitch it has, you could also have like a very low sound from it. So with that, and when you in an ensemble with people dancing, it's just a perfect, you know, drum to use.
That's why Tarek takes him to the drum circle. Because if you've ever been in a drum circle, you find your rhythm and then you just ride, you know, and you're like a bird in a flock. And that's a pretty cool thing. It's an amazing sense of community, which is something else music brings about. A community in a way, and I think that's something that Walter, maybe even unbeknownst to him, is yearning for.
I will never forget, like, people would just from everywhere would just start coming into the circle and start dancing, and this kid would start dancing, and it was real. It was real. It was not like made up. It was, everything was real. It was the energy, the people, it was just one of the most exciting things I've ever experienced.
If you're in Africa, you walk in somewhere and you hear someone playing the drum beat, boom, boom, when you join them, you don't ask what's going on. You know from there, you join and you add yours to it. So it's perfect. You know, it, in a way, it just completely speaks to Richard's life as well, which is why the djembe, I think, is very comparable to that situation and to the story, you know, the narrative of that movie.
That was fun, right?
Oh yeah.
How are your hands?
They hurt.